Do you see the beat?
What's up, dude?
What's going on? How you doing?
Good, bro. Welcome in.
Thank you for allowing us in your home.
Of course. Welcome.
Your very clean home, might I say.
Thank you. I kind of just cleaned. This is where about every part of my life happens.
Well, let's introduce you first. This is Powell. Powell Adderley is his middle name, I found out. His last name is what?
Aguirre.
Aguirre. How do you spell that?
Aguirre. Well, like Adderley is the last name of this famous saxophone player. My dad would like always play saxophone. He's like been in a band his whole life. So he was like, I'm gonna name my kid Adderley, like middle name. So
okay. But you go by Surf Mesa. That's kind of your brand. That's like, we'll get into that more. But you are either the first or second guest of the Vlogcast. So this is the Vlogcast. Welcome, guys. It is not a podcast. It is not a vlog. It's a Vlogcast.
Yeah, it's a Vlogcast.
And we're gonna be working out kinks. We have no idea what's gonna go on.
Yeah.
I don't even know where. this is my place of seating now. But I might go on your couch at some point. I might try to play your piano.
Some stools, dude. Amazon, those are fire.
You are big into furniture.
Dude, I love furniture. Like interior design, like I'm gonna rip my next home. Like,
and you're 20. Yeah. It's so rare to meet a 20-year-old, and I love it because I'm like a clean freak.
Sick.
Like I'm like super OCD, and I think girls, I'll say this right now, are messier than guys. I'll say that.
Whoa.
Yeah. I'll make because I feel like guys have this stereotype of being messy. But really, a lot of guys I know are like OCD.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely OCD. Like,
and girls, you said you had an ex-girlfriend, so you've had girlfriends. The ones I've met, my girlfriend right now throws her stuff everywhere, and I have to get on her ass about cleaning stuff up.
Dude.
And your place is very clean.
Thank you. You know, it's a red flag if you know someone has a dirty, like, personality. No, not personality, but like a dirty, like, lifestyle is if their car is, like,
horrible,
dirty.
yeah.
It always starts with the car. Like a clean car is a clean like room. And
my only issue, I want to agree with you. I've never had a dirty car, but every once in a while, my car, I use my little things as like trash cans, like but clean trash cans. But like, where am I gonna put trash around my car? I'd rather it be in their little section. This is stupid. I want to kind of go through. I mean, first of all, this just looks beautiful. I've been in these apartments before, super nice. But I want to see your setup. If you guys don't know, he makes music. We're gonna go into his whole story, but he blew up in 2020. Most of you guys have probably heard his song. It's Illy. I Love You Baby. I'm sure you guys have heard it. If you haven't heard it, we'll have a Spotify link down below. You can check it out. But whatever, show us your setup, show us where you make stuff, and I'm just gonna stand here and watch.
Of course, I think it starts with a gaming chair, because I mean, like most of your time you're sitting down, so like
you gotta be comfortable.
Kind of gotta make that time immortal. What else? I think I've had this keyboard since like high school. That's like what I play on.
Okay.
It's basically super simple, and it's just a laptop. I have this like external monitor. It's like a 34-inch 144 hertz, and it doesn't work.
wait, at all? It doesn't function.
Well, like I plug it in and it just like stays black, and I'm like, okay. And so, what else? This is called an audio interface. It's so that I can plug in speakers, a guitar, like a direct input, headphones. It can measure like preamps if you care what that is.
What editing system do you use? I know that's a big question.
I use FL Studio, and FL Studio is huge in the hip hop world. For my genre, it's really common for people to use Ableton or Logic.
So you're kind of doing it different out here.
I'm kind of doing it different, but it's not like super like weird. I guess like I kind of learned like I've downloaded Ableton, other softwares. What matters at the end of the day is like creating a sound that will like sound whatever it is at the end of the day. You know, like it's always a medium, a writing medium. You know,
dude.
Like
so I want to go back to the piano because we were just talking about this before we were let's call it on air. I bought a piano because I love the piano. It's like my favorite. Like to me, I could listen to piano acoustics all day. Is that called? That's considered an acoustic, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And I learned 6 songs, and you were telling me the exact opposite of what I did. You're supposed to learn all the chords like a normal person.
I would like, okay, so if I have a kid like right now and he wanted to learn piano, I wouldn't teach him a song, because a song, it just like squares their mind into going like, okay, this key, then this key.
Yeah, I would never do that.
I would teach my kid all of the notes within a key so that they could free play and just do whatever their mind like wants to play. Like, does that sound trippy? Like,
no, that's amazing because I find it funny that I did the exact opposite. I do not know a single chord, a single key. I watched fingers play on the piano on YouTube and I copied it, And so now I'm absolutely helpless, but I can play my 6 songs.
I think Elon Musk like touched on that subject where he wants to start like a school system, and that where his kids like they grow up and they learn what a hammer and a nail is.
You mean XE6-4?
Dude, yeah, something like that.
EW. Did you say something about a hammer?
Dude, yeah, but like he would teach his kids what a hammer and a nail is, and the way school systems now is they teach like what a hammer is, and then what the nail is, and then the hammer hits the nail. But like the way he wants to approach it is that they teach what the nail is, and then they introduce the hammer, and the kid ties it together where they want to use the hammer to hit the nail. And so like, in the same like foundation, it's like here are the keys, now do what you want. And he goes, okay, well if these are the keys, then I'll play what I want and it'll sound okay.
So like, instead of teaching the kid everything, let his brain work extra hard to connect the dots.
Kind of like, there's a book called like Whatever You Think the Opposite. And that's like a cool foundation. There's a lot of takeaways from it, but like along those lines a little bit.
So are you big on perspective? Because that's like my favorite topic.
Yeah, I studied psychology in the short amount of time I was in college.
How long did you go to college?
Dude, like 2 semesters.
Hey, I did 1. Yeah. Community or 4-year?
Community, bro.
Hey! Okay, so there's a little backstory, and we're gonna get into this more. So our story of how we've connected is super weird, and you actually don't know necessarily why it's weird, but it's really weird.
Okay.
I actually might as well tell it right now to start it off. But before we get into that, people say we look alike.
Yeah.
And the more I learn about you, the more our lives are similar, and it's really weird.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of odd that we would. I mean, I don't know if we look alike. I could kind of see it.
Yeah.
I guess. Okay, another funny thing. I shaved this morning because I thought it'd be funny because you said you couldn't grow a beard.
Nope.
Oh my God, I'm so unprofessional. Ridiculous. Sorry, girlfriend. I love you very much. Okay, so here's what's weird. So a long time ago, you DM'd me.
Yeah.
That was the first thing I think. You DM'd me a video, a TikTok you'd made.
Yeah.
And the TikTok was, I don't know if it was a trend someone was doing, but it was to a song, and then people said we looked alike, and then you were like wearing the shirt I always wear, the basketball skateboarding shirt, and a Bass Pro Shops hat. And so I saw it, and you had like 30K, so you kind of, I always check my requests for business purposes. You were like up enough in my requests where I saw it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right. I'm like, oh, this is a cool TikTok opportunity. I'm like, I'm gonna make a TikTok to his TikTok.
Whoa.
Because I'm just an idiot like that. So I made the TikTok, whatever, and I'd seen your face multiple times from my TikTok, and I knew who that person was who DM'd me that TikTok.
Yeah.
A year goes by, you blew up. Your song blew up, and then I'll get into this more too. I want to talk about like Mo Shalizi. He's your manager. He runs Shalizi Group, and your manager works for Shalizi Group, right?
Yeah. So like Shalizi Group is like a management firm for artists, and they include like Alesso, Marshmallow, Jaws, and then there are extra managers such as my own Chase Fiedler, and Chase is my day-to-day.
Okay, so I've always been. A, Shalizi likes cars. We'll get into cars also. B, I've just been like, I find him to be one of the most like genius managers of our generation. Like, there's a big issue with managers in our space. I feel no one's really doing things, and Mo just kills it. So I had not only knew who you were through Mo, and I also then connected the dots with your song and everything. So I was like, I followed you just as a person to watch you grow as like a creator, just one of the people I was interested in following.
Yeah.
So I followed Surf Mesa on Instagram. So I followed you by accident on my car Instagram. So like 6 months after following you, I usually go on my car Instagram because I really don't care what people are posting on my other Instagram.
That's fine.
So on my car Instagram, I'm like, oh crap, I meant to follow him on my main Instagram. Like I kind of try to keep who I follow separately. So I go to move you to my main Instagram, and then my curiosity is always like, I wonder if he's ever DM'd me before. And I go to our messages, and it was that DM, and I was like, oh my God. So in my head, the kid who DM'd me about TikTok, the TikTok video, and Surf Mesa were 2 totally different people. And in that moment, it all came together, and I was like, what the hell? That is Surf Mesa. But back then, when I saw your name, Surf Mesa didn't mean anything to me. Yeah. I just thought it was like some weird ad name. I was like, all right, this is cool, that's his Instagram.
Dude, Surf Mesa comes from like a video game Counter-Strike. If people don't know, it's like a map in Counter-Strike. So like, I've never surfed in my life. If people think I'm like some surfer, Costa Mesa, bro.
What does that have to do with surfing?
It's
like just because surfing. I'm an idiot. Just that was a blonde moment.
Yeah, in Counter-Strike, you could like surf. I don't know. If you know, you know, basically.
We're gonna get into Counter-Strike. Let's go on the road right now. I don't want to do too much standstill.
Yeah.
You said you like coffee.
I love coffee.
I'm gonna bring you. People who have followed me, known this for a long time. I have the best iced vanilla. I have the best drink from coffee ever.
Damn. Okay.
And you're probably not gonna believe me because you live in LA, and everyone thinks they have the best coffee in LA. But we're gonna cut to go getting coffee, and you're gonna see It's the best coffee in LA.
Sick.
Let's go. You live in LA, which is just a staple of coffee, I feel like.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of white girls, you gotta make the joke, who talk about their lattes all the time. I'm sure, let me guess, do you like oat milk in your coffee?
Dude, I've had it, and I'd much rather prefer whole milk.
Okay, that's amazing.
Time.
I'm happy you said that.
Yeah.
Turn right onto Fountain
It's not like
Avenue.
You know what's so awesome is that I put directions on. Like, this is what's cool about, like, we're doing something new. People who are listening to audio of this, first of all, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever you're doing out there, I appreciate you guys. If you guys are new, subscribe, follow. I don't really know how it works on, like, Apple, Spotify, everything like that. But obviously on YouTube, subscribe, turn those notifications on so you don't miss an episode. But this is all new. So, like, this is something that no one's really done. A vlogcast is, like, kind of me pioneering what I feel.
Yeah.
See, what I feel everything's gonna eventually go towards, because podcasts are so popular right now. And so you're gonna get things like the lady on Waze talking to us, but that's a whole part of the experience.
Waze, gang? Or like Apple Maps?
Oh, Waze, of course. You wanna know why?
Why?
Because you don't need a radar detector. Not that I would ever go above the speed limit, but it tells you where cops are all the time.
What?
Yep.
Are you serious?
Yeah. See, you're sleeping on it, dude.
Okay, I'm switching to Waze.
He's gonna go home and put $500,000 in Waze as a stock. Just wait.
Waze stock.
All right, back to the coffee conversation.
Yeah.
Whole milk, yes. Again, I'm telling you, we're gonna be more alike than you think.
Turn left.
Okay, we're turning her off. I'm sorry, it was funny for the first part. We're gonna be more alike than we thought. You're gonna like this coffee.
Sick.
You said you like sweet coffee.
Yeah. In fact, I'm gonna lay my Starbucks order on you, but.
Oh, let's hear it. What is it?
Dude, okay, well, I've been getting, like, in the holiday season, pumpkin cream cold brew, because it's like, it's got like the iced coffee to it, like the cold brew,
Of course.
and then like
the foam.
Dude, the pumpkin cream, yeah, it's like so sweet, and it's like you get in every sip. But and then like year round, I get a venti iced coffee with 8 pumps of classic.
Okay.
8 pumps. Is that too much?
No, it's not, because Starbucks. It's funny you see, dude. This is great.
Yeah.
Starbucks, like, they're lying, okay?
Yeah.
Swear to God, if I put 8 pumps of anything at home in my drink, I'd vomit, right?
Yeah.
But Starbucks, so I normally do I haven't had the pumpkin one yet, but I normally do the salted caramel foam
fire.
cold brew.
Yeah.
And I ask for 3 extra pumps. And that is 8 pumps. And people look at me like I have problems.
Yeah.
I'm like, listen, Starbucks is lying to you, bro. They're not throwing in 8 pumps of sugar. They're just like tapping it. I don't know, trigger figuring them.
Dude, yeah. And if you order like an iced coffee venti, they already put 6 pumps of classic. Like, it just doesn't say it. It's like in the recipe of an iced coffee.
But I am not an iced coffee guy. I'm an espresso guy. Like, to me, espresso tastes way better.
So like a latte.
A latte to me, I don't think I'd ever get coffee anywhere.
What's a cappuccino? Like, what's in a cappuccino?
Cappuccino, I think, is espresso, milk, and sugar. There's a lot of different things in the coffee world, like names that you wouldn't. There's an Italian name that means, well, I don't know what that is. He looks like he's flexing while running. That's probably what he's doing.
That's probably what it is.
All right, let's get on to a new topic. I Googled you yesterday, okay? You have to, right? I'm responsible. I'm starting a vlogcast. I gotta know who I'm interviewing, you know what I mean? You rode scooters.
Dude, big time, like, yeah.
And so you knew who I was, because I lived with Tanner Fox. Tanner Fox, obviously the biggest scooter, or at least YouTuber that came from the scooter community.
Yeah.
Alongside me, Funk Bros, Raymond Warner, some other people.
Oh my gosh,
I'm sure you know a lot of those names I just said. So I did not know you rode scooters. That is amazing.
Yeah.
We need to talk about it.
Scooter edits of me, like, on YouTube.
Are you
not like, okay, there's one that I'll pull up every time, just because it's like it has me like doing like whip front scooter flip. Like,
so you were good at scootering?
Dude, I was kind of ill, but like to the cap of like, you look at people now and it's like Ryan Williams, like double front flare, like stuff like that.
It's insane.
They're getting so nuts.
And most people listening to this conversation are like, wait, are they talking about scootering? Like,
oh my God.
People still don't know. Like, the biggest action sport in the world is scootering.
Yeah.
The most money in action sports, I would probably say, is scootering.
That's so interesting.
And I know that because I know a lot of the owners of these big companies like Blunt or Envy. Blunt. See, only you would know what that is. Like, it's not even called that anymore. Fast and all these big companies.
Oh my
I kind of felt like it was dying as I got out of it. Yeah. But that's only because I got out of it. And I kind of stopped following a lot of scooter riders, so I wasn't like immersed in it. But supposedly, it's still going super strong.
Yeah, it's crazy. I was super tight with the founders of Lucky because I in fact, I'm still best friends.
And that was Washington, right?
The Jaidi family, yeah,
okay.
Big time. And so I, at one point, was like on like the intermediate team, I think.
Oh
but,
my
like,
God!
I never like competed though. Like I was like low key. Like.
Did you go to the big contest? Like, did you go to SD?
I went to
every year?
No, I never traveled.
Okay.
But I did go to the Washington Games. Like I competed in like the beginner opening, and then like I got like 5th out of 16th or something. But
dude, there was a big contest in Washington. What was it called? It was at a place called something Barn, wasn't it?
Skate Barn.
Skate Barn.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
I went to that one year. That was like my first time ever traveling for scootering. I went. It was called Skate Barn West or something like that.
Yeah. Totally.
And I went. It was like SB. I don't know, but I went to a contest.
I feel like I should know that.
And I went with a team. I don't remember what team. But you must have been at that skate park many times.
Dude, I've been, that's where I learned, like, I don't know, it was the first, like, wood park I've ever been to.
Yeah.
And then, like, every wood park's got its roll-in with a tabletop, and, like, it's where you can throw stuff, and, like, I don't know. We're definitely speaking Chinese to everybody.
I know, and I think it's funny, though, because if I'm listening to a podcast or any sort of video where I'm learning about something I don't know, I actually get the most interested when it's something I don't know about.
Oh, interesting.
Because I feel like people are like, are they like, most people don't know scooter racing. Still, I mean,
totally.
I feel like the scooter community has definitely enlightened a lot of people along the years. You know what I mean? It has been around for a really long time, but most people still don't know.
Yeah, dude, I mean, do you remember the turning point from when you had like a Razor scooter and you would go to the skate park and like learn a tail whip or whatever, but there was one day where you saw that the pro riders were having like
they bolted their decks.
A one-piece bar, bolted their deck so it didn't rattle. And everyone was like, oh, is that dialed, bro? Like that was the term, bro. And then they had their bars were wide. And I was like, okay, why are these bars wide? Oh, because you can like get more momentum in your tail whip. And so I had a Razor scooter, and of course the bars were 12 inches, big foam grips. And then I went to like a hardware store, and then like got a pipe and piped like this 18-inch pipe between my grips. And then that's when I finally went and got like BMX grips and cut off the flanges, dude, right?
And bro, that was when you had the thing called buff bars, which was a little clamp that allowed you to put up that pipe through.
Oh my gosh.
And we would literally go buy copper pipes from like Lowe's or Home Depot.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Here's something I want to add. You grew up riding scooters. Something I like to say, there's something about kids in the scooter community that make them tough, not physically tough necessarily, but like emotionally tough.
Bullied by skaters.
That's what it is. So a lot of scooter kids are both successful and very secure people. They're secure in themselves, and I think insecurity leads to just a whole bunch of bad, right? So that'll just lead to, I find it that a lot of, that was a bad lane change. A lot of scooter kids are just really secure people, and that's why they kind of go, see, this person doesn't know where they want to go. That's the issue. And that's what'll kind of lead them to something successful in life. Yeah. And it's because we had to deal with skater kids all the time. I'm sorry if you're a skater kid out there. I grew up skating, so I can say this. The community as a whole is very insecure. Like they think they're the coolest people in sports. They always put the scooter kids down. Totally. So we had to deal with that growing up. We had to become really clever, witty to like deal with it back. Sometimes you had to get in a fight, so you couldn't be like a little bitch. Yeah. And I just feel like if you look at the scooter community, I would say more successes came, like outside of the scooter world, successes came from the scooter community than any other action sports community ever. Interesting. I think another thing that has part in it is if you were to look at like learning curves among every action sport, I think scootering's the easiest to get good at. And so from a young age, when we're all like picking up a scooter, learning like a tail whip, we're really firsthand experiencing what it's like to practice something and get better at it. Of course. And so that's like from a foundational standpoint, like when we can learn at a young age, like how it works when you put work into something and you get reward out of it, like that can go a long way into like later in life with what you want to do, whether it's like videos or music, like you pick it up. And that goes with other action sports too. Like everything in that community is progression based, and that leads you to like, I'd say almost like an ADHD personality where you develop an obsession with everything, right? That's probably how it is with music for you. That's how it is with cars for me. Oh my Let's go get coffee. Let's do it. And continue that. Oh yeah. Boom. All right. You got to try your drink. Go for it. Cheers. Dude, just get it for a sip. Wait. Important. This is deep, okay? Okay. You got to bring the straw to the top, okay? Your drink needs to be cold. They have new lids at our coffee where like obviously you drink from the ice.
Yeah.
I mean, let's relax. It doesn't need to break out of your drink. Let's go a little deeper in there and just get a sip.
Just the tip.
I hope that got caught on audio.
Crack.
Everyone says the same thing. How is it? It's bomb.
Yeah, it's fire. It tastes like a normal coffee, but like there's like a secret ingredient.
Yeah. It's okay.
Crack.
So both. It's like their beans are good.
Yeah.
Again, we're gonna bore the shit out of people, but beans are super good. Like just I don't know. They make good coffee, and the powder is literally there's got to be cocaine in it.
What's the powder? Wait, so like they sprinkle
It's
like
a
extra
vanilla
stuff?
powder. That's all I can say.
Oh.
But it's like bean.
So it's white.
It's white. It could. I'm telling you. I'm convinced. I have it at my home, so I should bring it to a lab.
Oh.
But there's cocaine in it for sure.
Yeah.
Honestly, the
Dude, it's fire.
Have you had better coffee?
No, I mean like I could probably come here and just like have it be my.
If you
local.
start coming here, give it 3 days, you'll be like, you'll never want to go anywhere else. It'll ruin
I
it.
bet. Yeah, it's really close to.
I dated a girl in Orange County right after I discovered Bean, so I was always in Orange County. So I went on like a year-long hunt for coffee in Orange County, and never found anything similar. Ever. Not even close. I've been to every single coffee shop in Orange County.
You get like the same drink.
I always try to get an iced vanilla latte. Sometimes I'd go back and try something else just to see if like nothing. The only place that I will give recognition to, there's a place called Better Buzz in San Diego. You ever heard of it?
Oh, yeah. Like Life's Better Buzzed.
Yeah, Better Buzz
Yeah.
iced vanilla latte is actually, I think they use a powder and it's pretty good.
Sick.
But this is like
Dude,
the
this
best.
is like, yeah.
I'm a
Now
coffee
you guys
fanatic.
know.
How are you like a big coffee? Like, do you drink coffee every day? Do you need coffee?
like I definitely need coffee. It also like has part of like my morning routine of just like leaving the house, like because like you shower and like staying inside is just like weird to me. Leaving just always helps, and so with that, like drinking coffee, I don't know.
I'd like to add
energy-
another check to the list of things he says that's weird, because I say that all the time. Before so I make this at home now. Bean,
fire.
you can buy this online.
Yeah.
Plug, I have a promo code, you guys can use it, it's on the screen, cool. If it's not on the screen, you have to follow my Instagram, I always post it. It's not an ad, I just want as many people to try this, people who can't try this, to order it and either have an espresso machine at home and make it at home, or literally go get an espresso from a coffee shop and make this yourself, because everyone needs to try it.
Dude.
It's insane.
I'll never like master the concept of like making iced coffee, because like you make the coffee and it's like hot, and you add ice and it's like just melts, and then it's like room temperature.
That's the issue. What you do is you do espresso.
Yeah.
You put your sugar in, you mix it around. It'll cool down really quick. You add milk, mix that around. The milk will cool down your thing, and then when you add ice, it's cold already. It's melting your ice.
Oh,
So you're just making
I
it wrong.
ice first. That's why it's weird.
Look, I got so sidetracked right there. What I was saying was I always used to tell people before I made it at home, it got me out of the house. Like my favorite thing in the morning was the only reason I had to get out of the house immediately was to go get coffee.
Yeah.
So like if I got up at 7 or 8, I wouldn't sit in my bed till 10. I'd be out getting coffee and it starts my day. I've been doing that lately.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's what I want to do. I'm gonna go on my phone. Let's get. No, I don't want to go closer. Let's go over here. Quiet street. Come hither.
Sus. Come
Ooh,
on,
I just went through a spider web. First of all, I'm not okay with spiders. They're the worst things in life itself.
Whoa.
Look at how much quieter it just got. All right, so I want to go through some things on my phone while I drink this delicious latte. I have some questions for you.
Okay.
So we talked about Bean. We went to your house and your studio. That's your workspace.
Yeah.
Beautiful apartment, by the way.
Thank
Jesus
you.
Christ. I don't like living in apartments. I lived in NoHo for a little while.
Yeah.
And I like always wanted a, what's it called? Like a skyline apartment. What's the word I'm looking for?
Like a high rise?
A high rise apartment.
Yeah.
I had my bedroom was literally floor to ceiling windows.
Yeah.
And I liked it until 8 a.m. I'd wake up and it was,
Like-
I literally had the AC set to 62 and my room was 85 degrees by like 7:30 in the morning. And I ended up closing my blinds every day, which defeated the whole point of living there. Scootering we talked about. I want to ask about LA. So you moved from Seattle to LA.
Yeah, I mean like, so I came down here right after high school. My initial plan was to go to Arizona and study computer science, because that was something I thought I was interested in.
Okay.
Plans changed. A scooter incident. I graduated. Yeah.
Incident?
Yeah, seriously. I graduated high school.
I knew about this. I read about this.
Yeah, that summer I was like on a scooter actually Josh Jardy, like the family that founded Lucky, he handed me like this like Lucky Complete. I'm on a residential hill and I just start doing like a manual down it, and I just take a weird step, lose balance, like left foot plants, then kicks up at myself. Right here, shin down, like snapped and
out
bent,
of your leg.
Bent, not out of my leg, but it did form a reversed second knee on my shin. My tibia, fibula snapped in half, and I was like, okay, I can't like go to computer science and like.
How does that feel? Were you in shock and didn't feel anything, or it was absolutely horrendous?
It was definitely in shock, and like I didn't feel what was 100% of the pain. Which was really interesting because like. I don't know how that works. Like your body can notice something so like.
It's so dramatic that your body can't handle the pain.
Yeah, and so like, it kind of shuts off. But like in the big picture, I couldn't go to Arizona and like study computer science. So I had friends in my graduating class that were moving in with some producers that were already in Los Angeles. And I was like so jealous of that. That just sounded like a fire plan, like just go and like work at a PacSun.
Which is like the dream, like go to LA if you're trying to do music, right?
Totally. And so I was just in my room for 3 months waiting to recover. But the day I could walk again, I just packed my stuff and like drove 1,000 miles from Seattle to LA. That was about 2 years ago. And it wasn't like an easy turning point at all because like, I don't know, I just felt like I was kind of like lost. And there's always that uncertainty after high school where it's like all these kids are going to the best states, like best colleges in the States. And then it's like, dang, like I can not do that. And like, it was a weird time for sure. But I think that like, I just like always turned to like honestly religion and like just praying for strength and guidance and just getting me where I wanted to hopefully get. And
that is like the definition of like something happening for a reason. Like everything happens for a reason.
My gosh.
And if you didn't break your leg, your life could be so different.
I'd be like some homie in front of the computer screen being like,
your 6th year trying to wonder what your major's gonna be.
Dude, oh my gosh, exactly. But and then I guess just like every day just was doing what I love to do and something came of it and now it's like freedom.
We'll get more into success and stuff like that, but I want to say if you're on video, I'm not that short, okay? Powell's just tall. He's 6 foot, he's 6'2". Get on the low slope, okay? See, look, that's more.
Yeah.
Everyone says we look alike, but I feel like since we're so different in height, people are like, nah, there's no way.
Wait, like, what's your hair length right now? Like,
dude, you don't want to see my hair under this beanie right now. We don't. It's a mess. But it's like, no, it's long. My hair's really long right now. My hair goes to like here probably right now.
Whoa.
That's why it's sticking out of my hat so hard.
It's kind of a move though.
But I think he's better looking than me though. You know what I mean? Like I'm like a little like. I'll give myself like a 7.5, I think.
I'm like the most insecure person.
Powell's kind of sexy though, you know what I mean? Like my girlfriend would probably yell at me for saying that I'm a 7.5, but I'll give look, I'm gonna underplay it. If you think I'm a 10, I'm a 10. If you think I'm a 3, we'll get some glasses, okay? But no, maybe we do look alike.
It's the eyebrows and the hair.
We are getting that LA audio right now.
I think it's like. It could be like the eyes. I think it's all the eyes and like the chin.
Look, I used to have straight teeth, and then these 2 front teeth got moved from my wisdom teeth.
I never had straight teeth. I bought these teeth.
See, he bought teeth. That's why he's richer than me. He just went out and bought teeth. I buy cars. He bought teeth.
Dude, it was the move. I think it's like, but they last like 20 years. So
listen,
like,
veneers.
Yeah.
Here's the problem with veneers, okay?
Dude, they're temporary.
When I look at them, I'm like, damn. I want veneers.
Yeah.
But there's an upside and a downside. The downside is you gotta nub out all your teeth, and that's scary.
Dude, right? I have a snap, like one of my snap memories, I can like, it's just me and I'm like, I got the dentist sunglasses on and like an apron.
And your
like,
nubs?
Hey. Yeah, and then I'm just like little nubs. It's so scary.
See, I'm scared. Like, the problem is if you have a decent set of teeth, just a decent set of teeth, don't nub them out. But veneers look so good because you can make them like how you.
Yeah, I think what it does is that the big lesson, ready? The more money you have, becomes more on the outside and less on the inside. Whoa.
Wow, that's really deep.
Because you're numbed out.
You look at it, so your teeth are a perfect depiction of like your life.
Dude, yeah.
Like on the outside,
no.
you look super happy and great, but on the inside, you're just
Super
sad and nubbed out. All right,
Sad
you're
and
in the
nubbed
LA lifestyle.
Okay. Yeah.
What is this vlogcast? By the way, the whole concept of the vlogcast is I want it to be
great.
I want it to be an activity-based podcast where we can capture the beautiful sounds of a helicopter.
We're running errands. Is what
No,
we're
but I
doing.
wanted to capture organic conversation as we're going. The issue is, in this current moment in time, A, nothing's open.
Yeah.
B, Powell is a musician, so I wanted to see a studio. Tell me you own a scooter still.
No.
Damn it. I was going to bring a scooter so we could ride scooters, but
if you have a scooter, I'll
I don't.
Bri flat.
We're both so depressed, but whatever.
Yeah.
And so today's kind of just like us just chilling. Like this is what we'd be doing, I think, on a normal day.
Sick, yeah.
And I want to have those conversations that we'd be having. I'm sure at some point we'll pick each other's brains on stuff.
Totally.
But I do want to talk more about LA. Well, I'm good sitting here, dude. I got my coffee.
Oh, yeah.
I'm really sad Jason, our amazing filmer, doesn't drink coffee. And
Yeah,
Jason,
dude.
if you ever start drinking coffee, please text me and I'll bring you here, okay?
Take
Deal?
a sip.
That's him saying yes with the camera.
Oh.
Okay, so LA life.
Yeah, man.
Well, you just said, if you're out in LA and you're deep in the LA life, I'm sorry. Take this offensively if you want, I don't care. LA is a really scary place. Like people in LA, first of all, it can make you go a little cuckoo. It's the whole world of looking really happy on the internet, and there's some of the saddest people I've ever met in my entire life. And back to what I said the first time, people go cuckoo. And LA is just, I don't know. To me, that's LA. Living here is really fast paced. Everyone's working. It's cool. You make a lot of connections. Cool. But you got to be careful.
Yeah.
How do you go about LA? Do you, like when I'm in LA, like you have to sift through crowds and crowds of psychotic people to find real ones.
Yeah.
Is that what you do? Is that what you've done? Or did you fall into the psychotic world at any point?
Yeah. I mean, like, there's definitely been the initial phases of me kind of finding my place and what I wanted to do, and like it's always been close to music, but obviously like the whole world of TikTok can like weirdly make you want to go out and do like random photo shoots and do stuff like that. But I would say like fast forward to now, if someone like from my hometown, Seattle, were to ask me like that same question, I'd say like, well, LA is a place where you're either here. I think the most genuine, of the most genuine people that live here are in UCLA or USC, and they're here for school, and they're based out of Los Angeles for what they do. Another part of the people who live here that are not natives, that is, are coming here to pursue something in the entertainment industry, whether it's music and like influencing.
Pornography.
Or that. And
Hashtag OnlyFans.
I think that's like definitely a population where you need to be cautious, because people that that move here to do something that's like influencing can like look at people as like a step in a stairwell, like socially a climbing ladder. And so that's
Jason's sitting here putting a little recorder thing for our audio on the ground, all slyly trying to hold a decent angle. Jason's working hard today. We're eventually going to have a full sound guy, but you guys got to show us a lot of love. This is a brand new project. I might have a way, it's long story short, I don't want to make this too long, there might be a way for you guys to participate in this kind of venture. This is kind of what my channel's been turning into, and we're going to get back into conversation, but a lot of people, I kind of fell off for the past 2 months because I've been planning this the entire 2 months. People are worried about me. I'm okay. I've been putting out car content very consistently, so you guys know that I'm still well. Dude, the LA audio has got to be horrible, but it's a whole part of the thing. But this project is going to kind of turn into something really, really big. I wanted to do a podcast, but I felt everyone in the world's doing podcasts. You know I like to do things different, so this is what we got. Now back to LA. I like to think LA is an incubator. Like, you need to come in here, let LA do your thing, and then you need to get the hell out. Yeah. And if you don't get out and you get stuck here, you might think you're okay, but from an outside perspective, most of the time, you're not okay. You might be a little crazy. And like you said, like, dude, it could be a very toxic place because people, like, some people, because it's an incubator, some people use it, let LA incubate their career naturally, which is okay. Like, LA's gonna provide you with connections. It's gonna provide you with some motivation, seeing other people doing well. It's a really busy lifestyle. It could keep you working, or you could end up there's people out here that are just stepping on everyone, climbing, just using everyone to get to where they want. So you gotta kind of be able to sift and be able to tell if people are real and genuine, or if they're just trying to use you to the max, which you're gonna get a lot because you're in the music industry.
Like something I could say off of that, coming from the music industry, is that, with everywhere, like people can show greed. It's been like one of the curses from like the start of humanity.
Yeah.
But I think that like everybody will always like want friends, and when you're like in the music industry and someone is like, oh, let's hang out, it's like the way you hang out is like get in the studio and just start making stuff, and like such an innocent ask, right? Like people sharing common interests, but like what obviously comes out of that is like, oh, let's like start something, and then people could be like, okay, like let me add this stuff, and then they just hit you up like weeks and weeks after. So it's like, yo, you work on that song we started, and then like if there is a file that they have and you touched and added like drums or synths to it and they have it bounce to that, they send it around to writers and like companies, and it says, oh, this is like touched by Surf Mesa, and then like long story, like
you get
2
sucked
months,
into the mix, kind of, right?
Like totally 2 months later, like my manager would hit me and be like, yo, like this artist, whoever says that like you worked on this, and then the title of the file would be like artist X Surf Mesa collab, like featuring this, and it's like I literally stepped away for 2 months and he made like a whole project out of like me just hanging out with him once.
Yeah.
And it was like, that's like, there's friendship and then there's that, you know? So it's like, I don't know, just.
And that's the aspect, oh, Jesus, that's the definition of people using you, and like.
Yeah, in a weird way.
We're sitting here recording and an email goes up. You know what, like, hey, let me pick this up. Look at this. Hey, behind the scenes, let's go.
Just follow us.
I don't know where we're going. Originally, I was gonna just have us like walk down Fairfax and stuff, but I honestly sat there for a second. I thought about how much I hate Fairfax. Yeah. And I'm sorry, but I hate this city so much.
Dude, yeah. I guess the walking is kind of cool. Yeah.
I still technically live in LA, but I just don't like LA.
Oh, not at all, dude. I would visit Washington, and it's the second I step out of the airport, then I breathe the fresh air, and I was like, oh yeah.
I'm like cutting you off, but Jason's trying not to like hit a wall right now, and he's also trying to film us.
I'm practicing my Steadicam walk.
Jason, you are a legend. All right, keep going. Washington.
Dude, yeah, it's the air. Like, you notice it in every, yeah.
You're so right. Bro, there's something, okay, anxiety and depression, really big. I feel like, okay, this is my theory. You look back on history, talk to your parents, talk to your grandparents. Anxiety and depression was not a very common thing back then.
Yeah.
Now, I'd say more than one in every two people you meet has chronic anxiety or depression or both. But that is, it's completely, what's the word? There's an influx of it over everything else. Hey, after you, my friend. Over everything else in LA. I've had days, like I don't really get anxiety often, like every once in a while I'll feel anxious, that's really it.
Yeah.
For a certain reason. I have had days where I'm driving, I'm on a 2-hour drive, I'm going through LA, and I start getting anxious once I'm in LA.
Yeah.
Like there's something in the air here that gets you.
Yeah, dude, I think it's just like fast paced or like.
Boom, I just dodged a palm tree. Yeah, keep going.
Yeah, if one.
Okay, let's just, here's a wall. Look, watch, here's a wall. People who are listening to audio, don't worry about it. Coffee's down. I finished my drink in about 5 seconds. And look, now this is our new office. We just keep moving. We got cars still. We're still in LA. Continue.
I don't even know. I guess like, yeah, you're right. Like, if I were to be out and about in my hometown, let's say like I'm at like a mall, and I see like these kids, it'd just be like a way different tension. It's so weird to even say it out loud, but like a tension is like, oh, they're looking at me, or like they're right there, or something, like a subconscious judgmental tension in my hometown versus here, LA. It's just like, it's like everywhere, and there's no tension.
And it's also normal.
Sense?
Well, here you're not an outcast, right? Like,
Yeah.
You're completely normal. You do music. There's people, you can walk on the street and walk by an artist who's low-key has more streams than you do on Spotify, not even know it, right?
Yeah.
Whereas in your hometown, you're the kid that went out to LA to pursue his dream, and a lot of these kids, there's a lot, again, it kind of goes back to, I don't want to put people down, not that everyone does this on purpose, but it does go back to some form of insecurity. Like, when you come from a small town, not that Seattle's small, but like, let's say you come from a small town. I mean, I come from Temecula, which is not a big town, but I am in California. Like you said earlier, most people in your town like know who kind of has made it. Like, I knew at my high school, for example, Tori Kelly is from my high school. You know who Tori Kelly is?
Yeah, I literally almost witnessed an accident with a Porsche and a random Toyota.
That's really sad.
Tori Kelly, sure. Yeah.
Tori Kelly, huge artist, went to my high school. So, like, for example, she's one of those people that's like, we know who kind of went big from our high school.
Yeah.
And in a town, a small town, you kind of know what happens and what, like, either A, you get those people who are trying to, like, cling on to you, people that you weren't cool with in the past, or you get, like, that, like, shunned, like, outcast vibe where, like, everyone just thinks you're like too good for them, or they haven't even given you a chance, right? Like, you could be the exact same person.
Yeah.
If not better.
That's true. I mean, like, they say that, I mean, I think in my situation, again, it felt like so over the course of 2020 that everything, like, changed. And so with, like, hearing a perspective of people that I grew up with, they, like, you know, like, hit me up more, like, something like that. Or, like, people, like, there's a lot of clothing brands everywhere, of course, but like, people are like, yo, let me send you, like, some hoodies. And it's like, how do you politely decline a hoodie when it's literally a gift? But you know that it's like, yo, thanks, like, at this brand, like, for the hoodie.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like an asset. And so, like, I mean, you've probably experienced that too. Like, people are like, yo, let me send you, like, some merch.
I mean, everyone, it gets to a point where everyone wants to send you something.
Yeah, and you're
so
like, dude, I literally, my closet.
I don't have room for it. A, B, I know you're not sending that to me as a genuine gift. And that's the thing, right?
Right.
Is you wonder if it's genuine or not, and you know what space you're in. And I mean, it's like getting free stickers. For that, I hate stickers. Dude, I don't want your stickers. Okay, don't give me stickers. If you give me stickers, they're going straight to the trash can. You just wasted your. I'm serious. I don't say this to be rude, but, like, I just personally hate stickers, and people give out stickers like it's candy.
Yeah.
Like, I don't. And it's for promotion. They're not giving you the sticker because they care about you and they love you. They're giving you the sticker so their brand gets put wherever you decide to put their sticker, in the trash can.
Oh my god.
All right. All right. Next. All right. Next topic. Who are the artists that you listen to?
Wow. I mean, kind of scrambled. I would say, like, starting with genres in the dance community. One thing about the dance world right now is that it's always kind of been like an idea I had where, I mean, I always, like, make dance music, and that's why I started. But I want to make dance music cool again. And I think that right now it's kind of in a weird place because of quarantine. That means, like, you know, no festivals, and so nobody's, like, making this stuff that people can really like party to. So what's cool right now is just, like, hip hop. And when it comes to the dance community, like, every song is starting to kind of sound like kind of the same, and you'll notice that, like, in a lot of, like, the hot current 50 dance tracks, it's like a really dark mature bass line, and then like a top line that's like a formatted down pitched voice.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Well, like it's such a trend right now. I just think that 2014, 15, and some of 16, I think 16 was a turning point, but 14, 15, that was a time in dance music where it was way more melodic driven and feel good sounds, and, like, tropical house was huge. That's when, like, Chainsmokers were starting to really have their moment. But I think in 2016, that's when like DJ Snake started to really drift the game into, like, a trap moment, and, like, turn down for what was a thing, and everybody was like, dance music is now trap, and that's what's cool. Anything melodic is kind of buried right now. But I think that there's something so timeless about that era of dance music that it's just passed, like, way too fast. And so, like, what I mean, I'm trying to make dance music cool again, is that, like, something that I see so, like, immortal about dance music is that it makes you feel good. And so, like, I'll always say Surf Mesa is for like sounds for good feels and
feel good music.
Totally, and like followed by the word mellifluous. It's like pleasant to hear.
That's a big word. That's some big diction.
And so yeah, I mean like, and with like I'm in terms of like the sonics, just like feel good dance music with like tempo and rhythm, and
so you make the music that you like to listen to.
I don't. Oh, yeah, I guess, but that doesn't mean I like listen to my own music.
No,
Okay,
of course.
cool.
And that is another good. That's a big topic. I always wonder that.
Yeah.
Like, let's use R.I.P. Did Juice WRLD listen to Juice WRLD? You know what I mean? And I want to use Juice WRLD just because he's like everyone's favorite artist.
Yeah, man.
Obviously after Surf Mesa. But does Eminem listen to Eminem?
Definitely
Does
not.
Drake's gotta listen to Drake. Like there's so much Drake
Kanye
songs.
listen to Kanye?
100%. That's all he listens to. Kanye doesn't listen to anybody else.
Wow.
Okay. When was the last time? Has there been a moment where you put on your own music that you liked so much to listen to it yourself, for no other reason than just to enjoy it yourself?
Oh, maybe to enjoy it, just because it's like, yeah, I guess like, I mean, when you're envisioning like a live set and you want to like play a song that you made, you look up like Marshmello EDC 2017, skip middle through the video and then mute the audio and then play your own song, and you're like, imagine what people would like dance to it.
That
like,
is the most extreme. What's it called when you like write something down every day and like you read it and you're there's a word for it. I forgot this word the other day. I don't know why I keep forgetting it.
OCD?
It's like, no, it's like the concept of writing something down multiple times over and over and over again. That way your brain kind of brings it into...
Manifesting?
What's it called?
Manifesting?
Manifesting is a similar word, but let's say that. That is literally the definition of you manifesting a festival right there. It's literally putting yourself in a festival from your own, wherever you are at home or in
a
the
visualization?
Car. I don't know. Let us know, guys, in the podcast down below. Or if you're listening, sorry.
No, yeah, but I guess other reasons would be like testing, testing your music in your car.
That doesn't count, dude. That's work.
Yeah,
you're working.
That's true. I guess, okay, in terms of like just listening to your own music, not a lot, honestly. But there's been times I've been like in Ubers, like 4 a.m., turn on the radio, and like sure enough, like IOI plays, and I'm like, this is my song.
Oh, that's huge. Yeah, how does it feel to have a song on the radio?
Oh, it's weird, bro. I have like a snap memory of myself like in Seattle, and like, well, this story is like I was in Seattle like driving around with my mom, and she over and over would just be like, turn on the radio, and I was like showing her like other music, other artists, and then I was like, fine, so I flip it over, and sure enough, dude, like,
are you serious?
Yeah, IOI, and then she got so excited, like, oh my gosh, I still have that video, but like, she was so stoked. My mom's been listening to the radio a lot.
Just for that.
Just for that.
Every song that comes on is a disappointment if it's not you.
Dude,
she doesn't care who it is.
You know that BTS song, Dynamite?
Yeah.
She called me and she was like sobbing. She was like, what was that one song? And she hummed the melody of Dynamite, and she was like, it was so beautiful. And I was like, Mom, that's BTS. Why is BTS making you cry right now? Are you okay?
Wait, she thought it was you?
No, like she just thought it was a beautiful song.
Oh my god.
I know, it's weird.
Your mom's vibing, dude.
I know, a big viber, but she's so like familiar with every like song on the top 40 right now.
We're back. I mean, I guess we didn't really go anywhere, did see, I'm new to this. I don't really know. We're back at the apartment. And we're just gonna kind of end it off here. We had to charge some batteries. Like I said, we're fixing some kinks. I'm running a podcast on the go. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude.
Which should be called a vlogcast. So it's kind of a mission to get everything sorted. I did charge batteries at Tender Greens just now while we ate our Tender Greens. And initially I do like, this is gonna sound weird, but I do like meals. Like meals are a good talking place, and that's usually where organic conversation would go on. So we there's really nowhere to eat now. I mean, we ate on a park bench, or what would you call it? A bus bench?
Yeah, a little waiting spot.
Like a little bus stop almost. Yeah.
Boasted.
So we're back here. A couple things. One thing I really want to talk to you about that we kind of talked about a little off camera is the music industry and like how labels and stuff work. Couple examples. I mean, you saw Kanye West goes on a lot of rants, but he went on a big rant about the music industry and about stuff that's been talked about. I mean, supposedly the music industry is a rough place. I have some friends in the music industry, so I kind of know not everyone makes as much money as you think. Labels end up profiting a lot of the money from an artist. It depends on your deals. And that's like what I know, right? So I could be wrong. What's your experience of that? I know you're signed with Capital's the parent company of
Capital
who are you
of
with?
Astroworks specifically.
Astroworks. So what's your experience been with that? How is it? Don't give too much tea, that'll get you in trouble, but enlighten us.
No, for sure. And I mean, like, in the early days of trying to get this track ILY signed, obviously record labels, like, reaching out was a super exciting part of it all. And when it came down to choosing a record label, I wanted to go with an organization that believed in me as an artist, so that in the signing process, it wouldn't just be like a one-off like deal, and that my following releases would just be like independent. Like, that didn't sound appealing to me. And so, like, I really looked for an organization that believed in myself, like, as an artist and would be with me for future projects. And so with Astroworks, like, something they showed was like belief in myself. And like, I got to sit down with my A&R now and show her, like, like, back in like the process of like kind of speed dating all these like labels, I got to sit down with this girl, and Natalie Dodge, I don't know if I can like say that, but I got to sit down with Natalie Dodge. She's like seriously my sister at this point.
I'm sure a big A&R in the industry too.
Yeah,
good reputation.
And I like showed her like some stuff I've been working on, and like with singers and just stuff I've made myself. And she really believed in me, and that was super cool. And so Astroworks is like the people, or like the group I ended up going with, because they were just like there for me. And like the other artists they represented, I was like seriously such a fan of. Marshmello and Halsey, Elenium, Empire of the Sun, Keto.
And so you're managed by Shalizi Group.
Yeah.
Is a management. Mm-hmm. Does Shalizi run a lot of their clientele through the same label? Or is it spread?
Yeah, like the Shalizi Group does Marshmello and Alesso, and then both Marshmello and Alesso have releases through Astroworks. So it's kind of like this, there was already like a relationship between the management firm and the record label. So that was like definitely a positive sign. And just like, it just felt like no one like does it better. And so what's definitely like a benefit of a record label is that, like, one, you have the releases and it goes through their team, but it kind of, they work like a vehicle. So like they fuel your tracks and like get your tracks to people's ears through Spotify playlisting, through like all these DSP algorithms, and just like music videos. Like, it's just such like a part of the experience.
So it's like full creator development. And I feel like that's something I talk about now. Like I have a big problem with the industry right now, and as far as management goes, and that's a reason, like I told you, that I had followed Mo Shalizi's a big car guy, but I had followed him because there's very few of people like Mo Shalizi in our industry. These managers will bring you deals, and they're not really there to push your whole career. I mean, they're gonna bring you deals that push your career. They're gonna get you opportunities, but they're not like incubating your career. Whereas you look at all these A-list celebrities, Justin Bieber, Shawn Mendes, just two people, for example, and people I mentioned because Bieber's shown a lot of stuff inside on his life. Shawn Mendes, I just watched a documentary about him. And I don't know how true this is exactly, like, to the T, but for the most part, these people are with these managers they've been with forever. Like, these managers are like family to them, like you said, like your A&R is like your sister. Like, these managers are growing their whole career. And instead of a manager bringing you deals, hiring PR, all this stuff, like like you just said, using like a vehicle for promotion, I mean, like they're already doing PR work themselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Instead of hiring someone else to get your name out there, they're doing everything, checking all the boxes for your career. And that's why I feel there's very few of those managers. Like, managers are they're either hiring other people to do the things they're not doing, they're worried about, it's all about brand flow. And that's in my end, I mean, our industries kind of overlap, but in my, like, the specific entertainment space of social media, it's really, really bad. I'm sure music's a little different. But then with labels and stuff like that, I just hear, like, from being an outsider who's not in the music industry, I hear so many horror stories, like, of people getting screwed, robbed out of these big contracts, ton of money. When you went into getting a label, did that cross your mind at any point? Like, did you trust that your managers would never put you in a situation like that too? Because were you with Shalizi Group before your label?
So I've been through a few managers.
Okay.
And again, all of it's really just like a speed dating process. And I've always like looked at it as like a like forming like a football team. And like you gotta create like who's gonna be your lawyer, your manager, your booking agent, and your record label for this team that crafts who Surf Mesa is.
Yeah.
And then it all comes from you as to like what the music rollout is about. And so when it comes like to horror stories, I mean, there's horror stories in any contract that exists.
Of course,
you know, like you can like sell 10% of your company for a certain amount of stake, and then 4 years down the line, you're doing whatever X amount of numbers. Like anyone can kind of flip that and say like, oh, horror story. The reason it's maybe popular in the music industry is that it's can be like, maybe, I don't know, like fine print, and like, again, like I think any contract can be looked at as like a horror story. And then maybe with the artist that has the creative freedom of to have like a fan base and to use like social media and like speak out, that could be like a source for them to just really vent about anything that could be like
a bad
fraudulent.
experience. Yeah.
Yeah, and so like think of like an entrepreneur wouldn't be like, oh, like this company like T-Mobile just like really screwed over my business. And it's like, no, like business will always be whatever it is, and like there's gonna be ups and downs to it. But I'm very fortunate enough to have had like lawyers really by my side and being like totally just for me and like non-biased.
Transparent kind of.
Transparent, yeah. And I've like, I mean, I've fired lawyers, I've fired managers, and like it's like shooting a dog. Like it's never easy. Like,
yeah. No, of course.
And I've shot like a few puppies.
Oh my God.
And it's like, it's not easy, but like, I mean, that's where you need to draw the line between like a business and a personal relationship, and then like always keep those separate. In the cases that those lines are blurred, it's like, I mean, I wouldn't like have that, like, in my opinion, but.
And it becomes unhealthy when, like I always say, if you start letting too much emotion and too much relationship get in the way of your business, it can become unhealthy, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, in a certain way. I happen to be like best friends with a lot of people I work with, but there's, I mean, the trust is always there, and those lines are like very, very prominent, and I know what I'm getting into every day. And so I think I'm definitely like very fortunate to have like a relationship with everyone on my team. And I don't know, we're kind of just like, we flow really well all together.
Cool.
12th man, baby. Seahawks.
All right, we're gonna go through here. We're gonna fire off some stuff that I have just to like make sure if we didn't hit anything, let's not drag it on too much, and then we'll wrap it up, dude. I appreciate you having us in your home.
Of course. Yeah.
That's ballsy, dude. I could have stole some stuff. I was thinking about stealing this broom magazine. Alrighty, couple things. Who's your favorite artist you've worked with?
Oh, that I've worked with.
And all other artists, don't be offended, okay? You're his second favorite.
Yeah, I mean, definitely like there would have bin more artists that I've worked with in person if it wasn't for COVID.
Of course.
But I've kept it very certain and safe. I think I definitely learn a lot from Marshmello when it comes to like the composition of music and like what it takes to like really brand yourself. And so like it's like such a well-rounded experience anytime I work with Mello, and like, dude, that man is just wise beyond
genius, huh?
Yeah, anything.
He's young too, huh?
Yeah, yeah, and yeah.
Can I even say that?
Yeah, he's a young man.
He's
a Marshmello.
I mean, we think he's young, right? We don't.
Yeah, he was born 5 years ago.
His body looks young, right? He's definitely not 70. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude, but that man.
Okay, dream venue.
Dude, I would say just like.
Or festival. I mean.
I've never been to a festival.
Really?
Is that crazy?
Never Coachella?
I haven't even been to a lot of concerts. Like, I've been to like 3 concerts.
Dude, here's something I don't like. Don't get mad at me, okay?
Yeah.
You're in this industry.
Yeah.
This is just a me thing. I don't like physical venues, music, concerts, anything. Because to me, I don't like standing up and listening to music.
Yeah.
And then having to like dance.
No, I get that.
I don't know, not having to dance, but like being in that scenario where either like I'm a listener, like I want to be in my car, comfortable, driving down the road, wind in my face with music, or I want to be in my house in the shower. I don't want to just be standing up watching someone perform.
Yeah. So what about like the experience of it? Like
that's what I like. I like the experience of going to a festival.
Oh, cool.
More than like my least favorite part of a festival is listening to the sets. It's so weird. I don't know why I don't like it. Like I'm just like I'm always thinking like I'd rather be sitting down or like in my car.
Interesting.
Maybe when I go to festivals, I should just lay down on the ground. Yeah, and everyone thinks I'm on mad drugs.
Oh my gosh, probably.
Ladies, do you have a girlfriend?
I'm a single man.
What did you tell me? What are you doing tonight?
I'm married to the game.
What are you doing tonight?
No, I mean like I don't know. Maybe like there's just someone, but dude, but
you might have a date tonight.
Dude, who knows?
No, I don't know. Who knows? I mean, you know. But who knows? Who knows?
Who knows?
That's Surf Mesa's low-key love life. We just exposed it. Who is the biggest mentor in your career?
Yeah, I mean, someone I work really close with is Chase, and Chase is like my manager, but he has like a lot to say, not only like not even about music, but like about like life and to go about your relationships with personal people or people in the business scene. He teaches me some like things I never would have like aged 10 years and learned, and like I think he's like I'm really blessed to have him around, dude. And this he would like help me like DM girls, like he would like no, but like he's like
a big brother.
Yeah,
big brother that can separate business and
totally. And that's myself. I have 4 older siblings, and he's like a big brother.
Cool.
And so, if not closer than that.
Last question. I always like touching on this. My favorite subject to talk about, just because I'm in social media. You're a little less in social media because I feel music definitely gets to kind of separate itself. But as goes with any sort of form of entertainment, you definitely have to deal with hate at some point. I don't know in the music industry how that transfers, because there's really no comments on a song and stuff like that. But you've definitely dealt with it. I mean, you have quite a following on social media. Again, you guys can go follow him down below. If you're listening to audio, is all your social media Surf Mesa?
Surf Mesa.
Surf Mesa, look him up. I'm sure you follow him, okay? How have you dealt with hate? Has it been easy? Has it been hard?
It does get weird sometimes. I mean, like, I think you mentioned earlier, you just always check your requests. Like, it's just like a weird thing. You always check requests because it's like someone saying something to you. And then you're like, oh, like, what did they say? There could always be like brands reaching out or certain people. And you do come across people saying like, oh, your stuff's like boof or whatever. Like,
boof, I have not heard that word in a long time.
Your stuff's like whatever in a negative way. It can be weird for sure. But I think what's really important to me is my reputation among other artists, because like, you can have this like crazy amount of success and then get to a certain point, and then whatever that certain point may be, you can like just get a team of like ghost producers and like start producing, start creating, having like a ton of chefs in the kitchen and curating like a whole album that is just like current like dance music, and then put it out under your name. Like, that'll always be an option, but like I seriously want people to know that like I produce my stuff, and I like produced since I was 9 years old. And,
Jesus.
Well, like not consistent. High school was like a serious like nerd age for me, but
9 years old, dude, I don't even think I knew how to play Call of Duty when I was 9 years old.
But I think it was like my older brother on like a family computer. But like, even if I put out like the best music ever, like if I didn't produce it, dude, like that will mean nothing.
Yeah.
And it'll be like, it'll eat worse through the years too. And just like having a good reputation with artists comes first. I mean, let alone your friends and your family and your close team you work with. That will always come first rather than fans. So
of course, and the thing with fans, there's always gonna be fans that don't like your stuff, and or fans that like your stuff and are gonna say they don't like your stuff. But that doesn't really affect your career, because whether they're hating or most of the time they're still listening. Yeah. So they're always going to be there listening. Some are going to be enjoying, some are going to be enjoying, and some aren't going to be enjoying, but might also be enjoying low key. That got a little confusing. But in an industry that you're working in with people that you could be working with in the future to just move your career, deeper and deeper, you need to have a good reputation, because if you don't, people aren't going to want to work with you. And then it doesn't matter about the fans, because you're not going to have any fans left if you're not making anything with people.
Just, you know, it's so important. Is like this whole industry is so like socially ran. Like everything is so culture based. And what's really important about like culture and like what your image is as a musician are the people that you work with. And so like, let's say like I want to like work with someone cool, like that always starts with like a proposal. And so like their team can say like yes or no, like always. Like a cool example, like I love Dominic Fike, and his music like is so raw and like transparent. Like I sure hope to make a song with him one day, but like that will always start with like a proposal. And then or you just like myself being friends with him, like texting him a demo or something.
Even like an introduction from someone else in which you built a good reputation with that would speak on your behalf and speak good of you, like you were just saying.
Totally. But like if like my image is like corny or something, like he could totally say no, and that image could influence the way that people who book talent for these festivals or for these shows can view me, and they'll be like, oh well, he'll have like a lower fee, like every artist has like a fee. He'll have like a lower fee. He won't get this big stage.
Your fee is what, like 100 million a festival?
100 million.
100 million.
He'll have like this tent rather than this main tent. It's like the little stuff like that. And so, I think just like what's something really important is that like just staying like genuine to yourself and like not, I guess, like selling out to put together like a feature with like some really poppin' artist. Maybe they've been poppin' for 15 years and that can kind of put out like a weird image. And just like be
authentic, staying true to yourself.
Yeah, and then like even in the early phases of, like I said, like speed dating, like all these labels, something, and to Mo, I spieled this, like the first time I met him, I spieled that something the dance scene really lacks is youth blood, and someone that is like a dance DJ that is like young and might have like, some may say like the TikTok like presence, even though like that's never something I'll want to like put
You're
first.
also more relevant as far as knowledge on what's going on in our time, right?
Yeah.
Because a bigger majority of the demographic you have is our generation.
Yeah.
So you might understand our generation more than someone like Diplo, who I don't know how old Diplo is, but I think he's like the other generation up, you know what I mean? Or 2 generations away, you know, so.
For sure. I mean, Diplo is like, I think he's just been in the game. Like,
and of course, not to discredit Diplo, but you see what I'm saying. Diplo, Diplo's a bad example, but he might be 30 years old. Someone who's 30 is definitely going to be grew up in a different generation than someone our age. I mean, 21, 20, 22.
Totally.
Diplo didn't grow up. I mean, when TikTok came out, I bet you Diplo was on it later than we were on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, totally. Like,
could be false, but I'm guessing,
Totally. But I think that like...
He's 42.
42.
Yeah.
See, Diplo, don't be a fan. I gave you 30. You know what I mean?
No, but he's the boy for sure.
Yeah.
And I think, just like a large part about anything is like your image, and just like keep it true to yourself, because that's the most authentic, and like that'll take you so far. And I've had like long talks with like Mo and long talks with like the label A&Rs, saying like Surf Mesa is something that can bring the industry of what they don't have, and that is like youth blood in the world. I produce my stuff, and I will, I don't know, just like I'll give something honest. And when it comes to like social media too, like I want to always keep my feed like music based.
Yeah.
And I know that like it's a weird thing to talk about, is like what your feed looks like, because someone will just say like, dude, like who cares?
But
like,
we're running businesses here, you know?
Yeah, like your first impression of anyone is always going to be their feed.
Yeah.
Like, I know that's a weird thing to admit, but like whether it's a clothing company or like a friend or a girl, like anyone, it's like the first thing you look at is you look them up. And so like I don't want people to like look at me and say like, oh, like influencer.
Yeah.
Like
whoa.
No.
Okay,
Like,
keep going.
But or like they would hear my song, look me up and say, oh, influencer. Like, or oh, like TikToker. There's definitely like rich parents, like ghost producers, like.
And you got to think too. Sorry to cut you off. And I know this is getting dragged off long, but we're on a good topic right now.
Yeah.
we're in a time right now where a lot of traditional social media influencers are making music.
Yeah.
And so it's actually been hard. Take someone like my girlfriend. Like I like to say my girlfriend was A-list social media for the longest time, but she did come from dance. She did used to do covers back on YouTube. So she has been doing music for a while, but she's built, like you said, a very social media feed.
Totally.
And it's actually taken some time for her to kind of convert that to let people know that she's not just making music as a game. She's putting all of her time, all of her money into it. She's taking it serious, right?
Totally.
So if you are just posting these selfies of yourself and you're producing all this good music, people might not take you serious as an artist.
There's always that mix, It's like,
whoa!
bro, that is a loud ring.
Whoa! Oh, this is Surf Mesa's new song he's dropping?
One, I guess, like, final thought. You said that, like, there are influencers that do the later change into going musician.
Yeah.
And it's been, like, forever a trend where, like, people, like, don't take them seriously. Like these big artists, or these big influencers would then put out a single, and it's like, okay, like, what are you? You know, it's like, I don't know, it can kind of be like a weird image, and so when it comes to like a DJ, like I'll always want to be music first and stay true to that, and I think that's just like the big goal right now.
100%.
And
I think you're killing it.
Thank you.
I
bro.
mean, you're here. You know, you were guest one on the Vlogcast.
Oh, let's go.
That's a big deal. You know what I'm saying? Also, I forgot the entire time. Those who are listening audio, thank God. I put this on to be funny, and then I've had it the whole time. Because people say we look alike. I don't really see it. He's like 9 feet tall. This is it. Here you go. You know, I shaved
9
today.
feet tall.
My hair's a little long though, so ignore that. This is what you guys wanted. If you're listening to audio, go look us up.
Look us up, baby.
But I feel like I have a hard time calling you Surf Mesa, even though that is your brand. Powell, I appreciate it, dude. It's been fun.
Hell yeah.
Really good guy right here. I'm sure we could pick each other's brains again. Maybe I'll even have you on as another guest because you were the original guest.
Yeah.
I have a couple things we didn't get to touch on. This is really long. Again, we're kind of figuring out the quirks and stuff.
Yeah.
But dude, I really appreciate it. Find him on all platforms, Surf Mesa. Go stream his music. I mean, you probably will by accident. You probably already have and don't even know it. If you want to subscribe to the channel, youtube.com/Jordan Beau. This is going on my main channel. My channel is kind of going to become the Vlogcast. And then I can post car content and take him and other guests, maybe in other really fast cars for my channel.
Yeah.
I appreciate you, dude.
Of course, bro.
Thanks for coming on.
So stoked.
Peace out, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know down below who else you want to see on the show. This is not a vlog. This is not a podcast. This is a Vlogcast. Peace.
Yeah. Later.